Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over my transfer plans for FPL Gameweek 28 and also take a look at how we got on in Gameweek 27. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, what are your FPL plans for the next game week, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, Game Week 27 was unfortunately another red arrow. I think I'm on like 3 or 4 in a row, so it's not great. The only good thing, the only saving grace is that they've not been like crazy red arrows. I think on like Game Week 25 or 26, I was like 40k in the world. And now from like 3 consecutive or 4 consecutive red arrows, we're now down to 49k in the world. So, again, we've lost like 10,000 spots, but it's not been very, very damaging. But either way, I finished on 56 points. Raya picking up 6 points. Trent picking up 6 points. The Robinson one was really, really annoying because he was benched, which I was so surprised at. I understand it was for the FA Cup game, but at the same time, he's the captain. I can't really believe he was benched. And then he came off the bench and got a yellow card. So he picked up a 0-pointer, which was really unfortunate because ISAK didn't play. So a lot of people got a lot of bench jam for ISAK. And I guess I did in the fact that I got Kirkez off the bench who picked up 4 points. But a lot of people got Rodgers off the bench for 7 points. And I generally think 3 more points. I think 59 points might have been a green arrow. But either way, Robinson only got 0, so not ideal. But then Munoz and Kirkez both picking up 4 points as well. So all in all, apart from Robinson, the defense actually did very, very well. They all returned. So you can't really be too annoyed at that. It's just the Robinson one was really, really unfortunate. Because if Robinson didn't come on and ISAK didn't come on, I would have got Kirkez and Rodgers off the bench, which would have been 11 points, which would have been really, really nice. But either way, that's how the defense got on. In midfield, Palmer with the 3-pointer. Yeah, I mean, the fact that he didn't get anything in that Southampton game was kind of wild. He did put up an expected goal involvement of 1.4, so to get 0 returns was, I feel like, as a Salah captain, very, very fortunate. Eze picking up 3 points as well, did pick up an assist, which was nice. Finally getting a return from Eze. Salah captaincy, 12-pointer, nothing crazy. I feel like if you're a Palmer captainer, you would have took that. You would have took only a 6-pointer from Salah because there's only a 3 points difference, really. So yeah, I think you would if I'd captain Palmer and Salah only got 6, I would have took that. And Boomer picking up 5 points, Chris Wood picking up 2, and then Visser picking up a 9-pointer. Since I brought him in, he's been very good because I think I brought him in. I benched him against West Ham, and then I played him against Leicester and Everton, and he's scored in both of those games. So very, very fortunate with that. And then of course on the bench, ISAK was 0 points, Rodgers was 7, and then Mykolenko was 6 as well. So out of everyone on my bench, from Kirkez, Rodgers, and Mykolenko, they all returned. But unfortunately for me, the player with the least amount of points came on instead of ISAK. So that was a bit unfortunate. There has been a ISAK update as well, where he said, you know, Eddie Howe said that he's fine. He just came off because he felt like a little bit of tightness or something, because he did come off like he was limping a little bit, but apparently he's fine. The ones that obviously are not good is the fact that Lewis Hall has injured his ankle and he's got to go for like a scan and see a specialist. And then also Gordon picking up that red card. This was such a wild week for FPL. Like, even though FPL wasn't on, the FA Cup was crazy. Cunha is out for like 3 game weeks. Mateta's out. Obviously, ISAK's fine now, but he could have been out. Gordon's out. Lewis Hall is out. So the fact that I've dodged all of those bullets, I will gladly take because, well, we'll go into the transfers anyway. I have 2 free transfers and 1.9 mil in the bank. And luckily, I don't have to use a transfer this week because the team is kind of okay-ish. The only player that I'd potentially think about getting rid of is one of the well, the only players that I need to get rid of are the Palace players and Rodgers. And I'm not going to get rid of Munoz or Eze before they play Ipswich at home. I'm just not going to do that. So the only player that I would probably get rid of is Rodgers. But it just doesn't need to happen. Now that I know that ISAK's fine, because what I would have done was I would have just played Rodgers and benched ISAK. But now that ISAK's fine, I can just play ISAK and play 3 at the back. So obviously Raya in goal, who's got United away. My 3 at the back will be probably... part of me wants to play Mykolenko, because now that they've lost Cunha, a lot of Wolves' attack go through him. and they just don't really have anyone as creative as Cunha. So maybe I go Mikolenko, because I was going to play Kirkes, who's got Spurs away, but now I just think Mikolenko with Wolves away is the better option. I could also play Robinson, who's got Brighton away, which, again, I'm not completely sold against doing that, but I have to play Munoz and Trent. So the last defender is... They're all a good shout, and I'll probably get it wrong, but I'll probably go Mikolenko. So I'll play 3 in midfield. I'll play 3 at the back. I'll play 4 in midfield, which will be Mbumo, who's got Villa at home, Palmer, who's got Leicester at home, Eze with Ipswich at home, and then Salah, who's got Southampton at home. And then I'll just play 3 up top, which is Worcester at home to Villa, ISAK away to West Ham, and then Chris Wood at home to City. And then going into Game Week 29, I'll have 3 free transfers, and then I can use those on Munoz, Eze, and Rodgers to have a full 11 for Game Week 29. And then I can wildcard in 30, potentially 31, depending on if any kind of doubles get revealed. We do have a bit of a checker, and it looked like you can kind of have an idea of who's going to be doubling when, but obviously it all depends on results and stuff. So, yeah, in regards to transfers this week, it doesn't, for my team, it just doesn't really seem like there's much point of making anything, because if I do bring it, like, I'd like Kluivert this week or something instead of Rodgers, but then I'd have to bench someone, and I know like Visser and Wood, who have got Villa at home and City home, they're not the easiest fixtures, but they're not fixtures that I need to not play them in. You know, that Wood's on penalties, Visser's obviously in form at the moment, he's just got 2 goals in his last 2 games, and to be fair, I think a lot of Cunha and Mateta owners will now be going to Visser, and obviously Chris Wood as well, because Chris Wood's got a nice fixture in 29. Visser's is all right, but Chris Wood's is definitely better. So a lot of people are going to be getting rid of Mateta, Cunha for Visser and Wood. And I think, honestly, I think this front 3 is probably going to be the one that you're going to see the most in... well, I guess not Game Week 29, because obviously ISAK doesn't play, but they're probably the ones that you're going to see the most going into Game Week 28, because there's not really anybody else that jumps out. Like, a lot of people would like to go Haaland for 29, but they have to make... Like, I can't do it because I have to take so many hits. Like, I'd have to get rid of Palmer and Trent. I'm not going to do that just to bring Haaland in. It's just not worth it. So if you can get Haaland in, then that's great, but there's not really any other strikers that like really jump out at you that you want to put into your team. Maybe Raul, but at the same... maybe Jimenez, should I say, but at the same time, it's just... For me, it's definitely not worth it. So I after this FA Cup weekend, I'm kind of a step ahead with the strikers, in my opinion. Like, I'm definitely not getting rid of ISAK because I brought him in for like 8.5. He did have a price drop last night, I do believe. But, you know, he's not a player that I'm going to be getting rid of because I've just got too much money tied up in him. So, yeah, don't have to worry about that. And then, again, the only bad thing is if I don't wildcard in 30, I won't have any Palace players for the Southampton game. But to be fair, I don't really want a Palace defender for the for the wild card, should I say? Because the double that they've got in 34 is just not even good. It's like Newcastle and City away. I'll definitely want Mateta for that double up. But as of right now, I think I'm just going to have to deal with the fact that I won't have Munoz, because the only other player that I would have to get rid of is either ISAK, Trent, or Salah, and I don't want to get rid of any of those because they have good fixtures before and after the double, and so does ISAK as well. So it's got to be Eze, Munoz, and Rodgers. But this will be like Munoz's lap of honor. If he can smash it against Ipswich, then that's great, because I probably won't have him back after that. You know, because the Southampton fixture is good, but then, I mean, Brighton at home is not terrible, but then City, Newcastle away is not great double up. For the double, should I say. Bournemouth at home is tough, Arsenal away, Forest at home, Spurs away, Wolves at home, Liverpool away on the last day of the season. From a defender, I just don't think I need him. He's done all right for me. I did bench him against the Fulham, which was not ideal. I did get the 11-pointer from him. I've had a few clean sheets from him and stuff like that, so it's been nice to have him, but yeah, I think I'll probably get rid of him. And then maybe I bring Eze back in on the wild card, but again, I think Mateta is definitely a player that I'd rather target for that double game week there. But yeah, all in all, probably not going to make a transfer this week. It just doesn't make any sense unless something happens like Chris Wood tonight, where, you know, he gets injured or something, because obviously Forest play Ipswich tonight. But the only player that I would think about getting rid of anytime soon is Rodgers before game week 29. So yeah, I think roll for 28, game week 29, use 3 transfers, get rid of the Crystal Palace players, Rodgers, and then set myself up for 29. And it gives me a lot of kind of leeway as well, because a lot of people I don't think will have a lot of frees going into 29 now, because they've got to use them on players this week to get rid of Cunha and Mateta and Gordon and Hall, and I just think it's quite nice to be in a position where I don't have to worry about any of those players. So yeah, hopefully we do get a green arrow, because the team looks good as well on paper going into 28 as well. So either way, we'll go over like a couple other videos this week, team selection, properly take a look at it and everything later on down the line. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like down below, leave a comment. What are your FPL plans for Game Week 28? Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time,